Hey y'all, listen. I am letter V of the ABCs of finance. I don't own the rights to this music. I just love it. Won't he do it? Yes. So I am on the letter V. We have four more after this. Man, it's been a journey for me. I don't own the rights to this music. But when I look back at my life and I see the things that I have been through, won't he do it? So today is the letter V for the ABCs of finance and money. It's been a journey. We have about 4 more days. So we're on V, W, X, Y, Z. 4 more days after this. 22 days of pushing the ABCs of finance. I was given a challenge. Hello, Minister Hayes. I was given a challenge from my mentor, Mr. Brian Bean. He is the mentor to millions. And teaching us consistency. So I'm on the letter V, and when I thought about it, the first thing that came up was the word vulnerable. You know, when I left New York with 2 little boys, ages 3 and 9 years old, and had to leave their father behind. I thought I had a teaching job. I sent all my paperwork and everything, and I was naive back then. It's been 28 years now, and I started on this journey at the age of 28. When I got here and I checked with the school system, I found out that the paper had vanished. There's another V. Money started to vanish also. I came with money. My car broke down. I had to use that. I had the 2 boys. I was staying with my sister. That lasted for about a week. I had to go to the social services to get food stamps to feed my boys. And as I filled out the application, I began to cry and wonder, why am I here? You know, when I was in New York and I was working in corporate America, and I had to quit that job to do my student teaching. Sometimes you have to jump, and you have no other alternative but to jump. So I had to leave that. I had some money saved, but it wasn't a lot. So 6 months I had to do my student teaching. And so I had to depend on food stamps from social services. And so here, flash forward, here I am sitting at social services again. And I come from a very proud family. We didn't have a lot, but we were proud. And I just cried all, and it brings me back now just to think about it. And talking about vulnerable. And it's not until you are vulnerable and you show God that you really need him, is that when he opens up. Because if he sees that you don't need him, he'll go to the next person that does. So I cried all on that application. And people were looking at me like, okay, you're going to get help. What's wrong with you? So I just didn't expect to return. But breaking through the veil, I realized that you only get help when you ask. There's something in my favorite book that says, you have not because you ask not. So as I was going through my teaching position, my accountant was like, how are you surviving on this low-paying job? You know, when I first started out, it was barely enough. But I had these two little boys, and they're now 37 and 32, but I had to feed them, and I had to get them through school, and I had to leave their father because he was dragging his feet, and New York was eating us up, and I had to leave, and sometimes somebody has to move. So as I was going through, I realized that I needed more than a job because, you know, with a job, it pays most of the bills, but there's not a lot extra that you have. And I realized that a job, I was working from January through April to April for the government. They were taking so many taxes away from me. They say you make this, but when you take your money home. So I had to break through the veil. And I realized that I needed a business. So I aligned myself with a network marketing business that immediately taught me the value of money and people. You know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So that's what I did. I networked with people. And that taught me so much in a short amount of time. Now, what about velocity? You know, velocity is distance over time. And it's the same thing with your money. How quick does your money move out of your hands, around your house, and out of your neighborhood? So in March of 2020, there was a global pandemic where people were told to stay home and money slowed down, which meant money changed hands very slowly. We want our money to stay in the community longer, but a lot of us are letting the money go out of our community, out of our homes. And when we learn how to slow it down, the slower the money goes out of your house, the better to invest for you. And it brings cash flow towards you for things that we want in order to invest. Can you imagine? So many people are waiting for a refund right now. But if you study the rules of the wealthy gets their money throughout the year, and they're not waiting for the refund check. Not only that, if you have a home-based business, you have over 475 write-offs that you can get. And this year, you can write off food and tasty beverages at 100%. Did you know that? So with a virtual business, hello, Anita Perry, my business partner. Hey, Trevor, my other business partner. So with a virtual business, it has a lot of benefits. Now, online can't replace in-person experience, but it offers plenty of advantages to your customers. It's more flexible. You don't have to deal with irritating salespeople. You have different platforms. You have virtual services. It's more personalized. And not only that, when you're on camera, you could be dressed up at the top and have flip-flops and shorts on at the bottom, and nobody knows. So you don't have to worry about your physical space. You don't need all those bells and whistles. And you don't have to worry about the rest of the house, because you can write off your space. One location is all you need. You can write off your location. Now, the pandemic has changed the game. Even way after it's gone, there will be permanent reminders of the influence will still be here with us. So, as an educator, teachers have learned more about virtual learning. Corporate leaders have learned more about virtual meetings. So, virtual learning for the teachers, and for the businessmen, they've learned more about virtual meetings. And guess what? Food delivery trucks have boomed. Customers will continue to use after, with lingering fear of dis-ease upon us. People are a lot less hesitant to do business with you online. Did you know that? You can trust your customers to get creative. Although you lose face-to-face interaction, persistent customers who care about your product will use social media and online groups in order to help you market your product. You can very well harness the power of social media to reach more customers with a home-based business. And a virtual business can easily go global. Just by sitting in your home, your business can go global. Yes, it can. So, a business without a physical office can integrate people all over the world. Not over just the United States, but all over the world. And even if your business is not all over the world right now, it can reach outside of the United States, and they can tell their friends and their family. So what is your vision during this pandemic? Are you vulnerable enough to let go and let God to get your increase? Now, you can't get help if you don't show that you don't need it. And we are good at hiding our flaws, right? So authentic leather, authentic leather has blemishes and imperfections. So if you have a piece of leather and it does not have any imperfections, it's not a good quality. All good quality things have blemishes and imperfections. And that applies to us because each animal hide is not alike. They are all unique, just like we are all unique. So if you have blemishes or imperfections, know that you are unique. Man-made leather does not have imperfections. You are perfect in all your imperfections. You are unique. And don't let anybody tell you that you are not. Break the veil. Are you keeping more money than you spend so that you can break through and keep your money so you can have generational wealth, so that you could pass down a legacy to your children and your children's children? Are you creating value in your life by capitalizing on a home-based business during this pandemic? Not everybody is losing in this pandemic. You can get paid free and be free from disease. Did you know that? In the comfort of your own home. And I can lead you to experts that can lower your debt, lower your taxes, and outpace inflation. Not only that, how about increasing your credit so that if you own a home and you have a high percentage, I know some people that have bought their interest down from 18% to less than 2%. And I think Anita Perry has done that. Since we've been in this business, our mentor, Mr. Brian Bean, has given us a vision that's out of this world. In less than 2 years, he was able to get over 20 acres of land in Atlanta. And he has no problem bringing us down and showing us the land and expanding our vision. And since then, so many of the partners have went out and purchased their land because of the vision. You know, when you hang out with people, you have to hang out with people that have vision and that can show you how to outpace inflation so that your vision is bigger than it was before. Hey, Vonda Bell. Welcome back, girl. So, I'm on the letter V today, talking about being vulnerable, talking about vision, vulnerable, vision. We talked about the veil, breaking the veil. We talked about virtual businesses. And we talked about velocity, keeping your money in your home so that you can invest it yourself. And do me a favor. Some people don't want to be entrepreneurs, but an entrepreneur and a business owner is quite different. Get a business so that you can keep more of your money and you can stay safe. You could put your own mask on. I'm in a company called MWR Financial. It's the parent company, but I'm also in the Extra Digit movement. And we are doing it. And we have so many testimonies of people that have their debt lowered, their credit raised, purchasing land in the path of growth, people getting their own banks. If you want to hear more information about it, you can DM me or you can text me more to 443-342-5914. Tomorrow is the letter W. Because all we do is win with all our imperfections. May God cover you and keep you safe until we meet again. Have an amazing evening and an even greater new year. Oh, and we have a $99 credit that we can give to you before the end of the month. Call me. Good night.